I have a prompt in front of me, so this will be a little awkward, but I need to get used to talking on camera. The first prompt is introducing myself in Vikingr Industries. So Vikingr Industries is a research and development company that is just me and some other helpful people at the moment. It's early days and we will get there. The main mission for Vikingr Industries is to create profitable products for small to medium enterprises. The concept is there's 10,000 different things that people need yesterday, and you just need to organize the logistics to get the thing the customer needs. It's a simple concept at the end of the day, so we never want to actually rest on any one thing, and if success is found, hopefully I will remember that should be passed on, and that should be the product. That'll be an exciting company, is all. It's a good mission to have. And the Vikingr Industries comes from the fact that you need a trade back then to be able to have a town that could actually support itself. Trade equals support, right? There are 5 products all up that we are researching. They do sort of vary in scope. All of this is only possible if there is a scope applied, right? So you don't have to think about all of the ideas being done at the same time. eVTOL kits. The technology is there at the moment for us to be able to build eVTOLs, electric vertical takeoff and lift vehicles. It's actually not that complicated, right? So I should be able to provide a kit that's about 95% complete. And the point of that will be showcasing the fact that technology is actually there. Like we have the opportunity to be able to build this sort of thing. That's exciting, right? Like we've been promised this sort of thing since 1990s. So that was my general first interest in eVTOLs. So it is awe-inspiring. I also think that battery technology in the next 10 years will actually lead to proper industrial use. So now is the time to be able to get into that space. I was also playing with stable diffusion for product design, right? And I got it to design me a eVTOL that looks wild. I'd love to fucking make it. But I mean, there's a concept to building something that is generated from artificial intelligence, right? I like playing with this idea, so I've started sort of designing it, and I want to see how far something could be made like that, and can it be made legally? I don't know. It's a mecha eVTOL, I guess. Motor manufacturing. That's what I've talked about so far. The little drone motors that I started with. I picked that motor because I needed to design a motor that was easier to understand, right? And that is a scaled down version of the motor that would be in the eVTOL kit. So I scaled it down to where it can be used with normal drones. If I find a party that's willing to actually pay for that to be done, then that will be done, right? The logistics isn't actually that hard to line up. The magnets, you can even get them from America now. All of the resources are starting to be obtainable from the Western world, which is that crisis almost diverted, hopefully. If there are competitors that do manufacture motors in the Western world, that that will replace the need for us to do that, and we will buy happily from them. We're just researching it whilst this is something that is actually important, right? Because at this moment there's not enough players in that, so I'm willing to just put a lot of energy into it myself. But there's much smarter people and much richer people. So hopefully that'll be solved for us. The element detection device. There is a fossil finding drone. You can look up a guy named Tom K He's got his own YouTube channel. He's in America. He's a paleontologist. He made a drone that autonomously finds fossils, which is wild. It's fucking wild. So this is something that I desperately want to make. I reached out to him to find out if it was alright for me to make it myself. And yeah, he has absolutely no problem with it. So he's willing to help. He's been really helpful, which is incredible. It shows that collaboration exists. It's going to cost about $5,000 for me to make the first one, but when I do make that, I plan on trying to provide it to the Age of Dinosaurs Museum to help their collections team when they're in the field, because it should be able to reduce the amount of time and manpower needed to be able to find the fossils. One problem that exists is actually keeping fossils out of private collections and keeping them in the museums, and that's where I'd like to see this technology. I mean, of course, I'm going to have one in my garage as well, though, because it's pretty damn exciting. It also has applications in the mining industry, which beg to be explored, even though the mining industry doesn't interest me. I can go into that in more detail later, but I'll move on for now. A passive carbon capture system. Um, right now, the world is trying to capture carbon out of the air because they believe that it is better for the environment, which it likely is. It likely is. And the problem is the amount of power that it takes to generate the effective ways people are removing the carbon from the air. So I propose a completely passive system, which is just a system that doesn't need any external energy to run. I need to talk to a physicist to find out if this is actually possible. But the whole idea is that you'd have a wind tunnel that carries air from about 200 meters up. This wind tunnel can be made out of lightweight carbon fiber and fabric, so it can be easily transportable, which would be really handy. And yeah, so that the air comes down. You have the air in a chamber. That chamber, I want to have, sounds dumb, but it's not, trust me, magnifying walls, like walls made out of magnifying glass. And then you have reflectors that reflect the sun on that, and that's providing heat, which is something that you need. I might be getting this completely wrong, but I think from there you use sodium hydroxide, and that will bind the carbon from the air to the chamber. And then there's a process where you need to create water vapor to be able to distill the carbon into the refined end product, similar to a distillery, I think. Anyway, I think that can be done as well, just using perspiration. If you look at the FogNet technology, that sort of application, you should be able to produce vapor to be able to bind and then have it go through that refinement process. Anyway, if this worked, that would provide a system that is scalable. Well, for it to be effective, it have to be scalable. But if it is scalable, then it wouldn't need external energy to run, so therefore it could be used in more places and have a reduced cost and reduced transport cost. I mean, shit, maybe it could actually be valuable to the Mars fucking mission. That's the dream, right? That'd be pretty cool. Because the perk of the fabric tunnel is you don't have this giant structure that you have to cart around instead. Anyway, so those are the key concepts that we are researching right now. It might seem like it's scattered, but it's not, because everything will revolve around them. It actually sort of goes into 100 different avenues. But, all of those avenues just take time. What's taken us so long? Why am I using this crappy green screen background? I'm hiding my workshop. It's because an idea has to be important enough for someone to be able to invest the money. So far, I haven't found investment, and I think this is just on me to make sure the ideas are fucking good, and polish them, try to find the right parties. I made a PayPal for Vikingr Industries, and I'm willing to explore donations. My pride is seriously getting into the way of this part, but maybe people will actually want to see some of these projects accomplished, and then I can just have funds set up, and then I don't know. I'm willing to give away the intellectual property for anyone that donates. Right? That'd be pretty cool. Remember, I want competition, so if anyone replaces the need for me to make any of these things, I'll just buy it off them and then be a happy customer. Hopefully it's made in Australia, though. Yeah, so that's the main hurdles, finances, right? So this is where I just have to take time, not go crazy, polish the ideas, talk to interested parties, and keep going one step after the other. That is the solution, one step after the other. And if the ideas are important enough, then they will take off, right? Then it'll become larger than me. Or it might be a crazy person in a workshop, which is okay, because I have plenty to entertain me here as well. You can see by Frisch's Knives if you want to see that side of things. Anyway, so that's just like a quick sort of update of what I'm planning to rant about. I haven't put as much effort into this sort of social media side as I should. For obvious reasons, though, it's hard to take seriously. But, I mean, it rules our lives, so I'm going to take it seriously. So, yeah, fucking like the page, I guess. I've got a YouTube channel as well. It's Vikingr Industries. Give that a like. I might cut in from here. Future me, when I'm editing the video, might have something to say. So you might hear from me again in a couple of seconds in a shitty voiceover on some sort of weird animation. I don't know. But I'll catch you when I make a video explaining exactly what the eVTOL kit is. That's going to be the next video. Like exactly what is in it, exactly how much it costs, and exactly what you need to know to be able to build it yourself. But even though I want people to pay me to build it for them, it's probably a bad business decision to give away all of the intellectual property, but I think it'd be cool if we're all flying around in badass futuristic machines. Why not? Alright, so Future James is back. I just thought I'd tell you that you can find the PayPal link below. Now, you don't have to donate if you don't want to. I'm just throwing that out into the world to see if there's any chance of it happening, right? Like, who knows if there are any crypto bros out there that go, oh, damn, that mecha looks fucking awesome, or, I really wouldn't mind having a fossil finding drone, or, yeah, that's nice, he's gonna give the fossil finding drone to one of the museums. Yeah, I don't know. So if there's anything in this video that you can get behind, then show some support. Apart from donations, you can just like Frisch's Knives or Vikingr Industries on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok. This video is for Vikingr Industries, not for Frisch's Knives. That's where I make knives and tools that make knife making easier. But I'm really trying to get this research and development company off the ground. And I'm just planning on continuing to hassle everyone until it is off the ground. Or I'll become an 80-year-old and be content and entertained. Still got plenty of time to go. Should say before I leave, have a nice evening or day, and I'll see you next time.